Hey, it's Jeremy with ARCS Self-Defense, and had a couple of minutes. We're going to catch this parking lot really quick and go over some of the things to look at for just a little bit of personal safety, awareness, things like that in a parking lot. One of the ideas that you're always looking at is people are coming out, they're distracted, they're walking along digging for keys, or they got their phone and they're wanting to do this, or talk on their phone while they're coming out. And when you're distracted with something like a phone or digging for your car keys, be it in your pocket, in your purse, you aren't paying attention to what's going on around you in that parking lot, in those little danger zones. In a parking lot, there's lots of little things that we talk about called funnels, and it's the spots in between cars, or the spot where your car door opens up between the car and the door, also making a funnel. So those are the little spots where you're vulnerable, so we want to be aware of where those are and know the places to look for, where those potential dangers are, so we don't put ourselves in a situation that's dangerous and then be caught in one of those funnels to boot. That's when bad things happen. So essentially what we're looking at is, as you walk along coming out, people have a tendency to stay close to the cars. They want to walk along here because traffic is over here. Well, what you miss out on is these little spots. Every time you pass one, there's a new funnel that opens up of where a potential attacker could come from, that's wanting to, be it grab a purse, grab what you've got, maybe get your keys from you to get into your car. So that's the type of things that we want to avoid. So we don't want to stay real close, and it's okay, it's a parking lot. We should be able to move out away from these cars a little bit. So if I don't get all the way out into traffic, but where I've got a little bit of space as I walk along there, I can see in between the cars and know kind of what's going on in between them. So it gives me space and room before I decide to go into where my car's at and get into that car for whatever, I mean, if I'm dropping off my kids or my groceries or whatever it is. So we're buying that room, but you've got a little bit of room on the outside of those cars as we do that. The other thing to be aware of, obviously, is traffic coming down. So we need to pay attention to where that traffic's coming from, the traffic coming to us, and what's happening here. The cars on that side aren't that big of a concern to me, because for a person to get to me from there, they have to cross all the way over that lane of traffic as well. So I've got a decent amount of space to go ahead and step into a position to prepare for that, or to make room and get out of that way, so that I don't get attacked by that person coming over from across the parking lot towards me. What we're going to do now is I'm going to walk down here to our vehicle so we can take a look at that car, and as we're loading in to the car or putting stuff in, taking things out, and how we're going to approach dealing with our own vehicle. We'll just then cut it in here. Okay, so here we are, we've got down here. So if this is my vehicle, as I've got my bags or whatever it is I'm going to do, the first thing I want to do is get rid of what I'm carrying. So I can deal with that a couple different ways. One, by obviously looking on either side of my vehicle before I come in. If there's another car next to me, I want to pay attention to that car as well. If somebody's sitting in that car, I don't want them hopping out of that car quick and surprising me. So I need to know where they're at. If they're in there, it doesn't mean I can't go in between the vehicles. I just need to know that they're there. So when they go to get out of that car, one, it's polite so you don't bang your door into them. But the other thing is, you need to know who it is and what it is. They get out of that car hollering upset, you can go ahead and shut that door with them back in that door and buy you some room to get out of there and get back up front. The other thing I recommend is, if you'll notice, we parked closer to the back of the parking lot. We don't need to park all the way in the back, but if you park a little ways back, you buy yourself some room where you've got empty spaces on either side of your car and a little bit more room to work. The bigger the area is, the less restriction there is in those funnels that we talked about, the better off I am as far as personal safety and room that I have to operate and maneuver and be prepared for things. So obviously if I got bags, I'm going to come up, check both sides, go ahead, place my bag in the car. Again, trying not to stay up against it where I'm caught in a funnel in between that, but try to stay out a little bit where I've got room here. So as I put things in, the door crease is right at my back. I've got room to go out that way, or I can push this to step back along the side of it. So I don't want to get caught in that section between the frame of the car and the actual door of the car in here, where I can't shut that door without catching me inside the door. So you always try to stay out just a little bit. So you take that step, put those items in. I'm leaving my butt and my leg back there away, so all it is me dropping weight and able to shut that door again to make space to get out of a person that's approaching me from that way. Again, obviously if this door is open and I'm right up against this other car, to be attacked from that side, somebody has to come around that door, which means they have to either, one, shut this door on me, or they have to be able to find a way to get around that car, which means they have to come all the way around the vehicle and then back down between me and the car that would be in this space. So this door gives me a level of protection against what I can't see to the front up here, and that's why we're going to use our butt and our hips to brace that door. Even a hard push on that door pushes me into here, and then we use that same wedge idea, that principle of using those extensor muscles to hold this door. A small person using their arms and hip can hold this door against a much larger person trying to come around that door until you've had a second to catch what's going and then prepare to go this way and get out of that spot that we're in. The other thing that we'll look for is not only the insides of the cars next to us and the cars around us, but is the underside of your car. So a lot of times what I will do, or what I recommend to people, is if my car is on this side of the aisle, I may walk down the aisle over there on the far side coming to my car, because I have a much wider view of the car that I'm about to go to. So before I come over here, I can see the underside of my car, the under back of my car, and then I can walk the length of my car. The other thing I recommend is never, if you're obviously as you're the driver, is not going to the passenger side first. I'll check the passenger side as I walk by, but I'm always coming to that driver's side. I don't want to be caught over there away from this side, so you have an automatic clicker to unclick most of the locks in a car one time. If I go to that one, unlock all the doors. If I come to this side, I'm only going to unlock one or two, so if I unlock it, I can automatically lock them again. So when I leave that side, if I do load on the passenger side, or I put my kids in on the passenger side, once they're in, I lock all the doors, come around to my side, and one click only unlocks my driver's side door, so the kids are safe inside the car no matter what happens until I'm prepared to go ahead and get in that car and leave. Coming down, don't unlock the doors from 90 feet, 100 feet away. Wait till you get to your car and you can assess the situation, look and see what's going on, as opposed to unlocking it, especially at nighttime where the lights flash. Anybody in this parking lot knows what car you just unlocked when the lights flash and the backup lights come on. It may as well put a neon sign over the top of your car blinking, "This is where I'm going," so anybody out here that wants to rape, mug, murder, steal, whatever, knows where to meet you at. You've essentially told them exactly where you're going. So a couple of those little things to avoid, things that we can look at as we're coming around, and ways to give us just a little bit of safety. Then if worse comes to worse and the bottom just falls out, it all goes to hell in a handbasket, we go back into those combative moves of self-defense techniques that we've been practicing. But if we can avoid it, by all means, that's what we should do. We avoid it. We don't ever have to fight anybody. It's still a win. We didn't lose. So anyhow, I appreciate it. I hope you find it useful. If you have any questions, be sure to shoot us an email, or if there's something else you'd like to see, drop us an email, let us know, and I'll go out and assess that situation and give you kind of my feedback on it and some safety tips in that area as well. Thanks.